Okay, you quickly go for toilet. I'll.
Cool.
I,
Hello and welcome to League of Europe Division 5. I am LOE Mark. I'm going to be joined by Overbrun Mike. Looking forward to this spicy race. If it's as spicy as what D3 was, well, actually, I don't want it to be that spicy. If I'm being completely honest, there was chaos abound. So I'm going to take a very quick break. As soon as the lead car goes out, I am going to leave it on them for a few minutes because I haven't actually had...
point. Cam K.
Cam K, good man. Right, I'm going to go for a wee and I'm going to get myself sorted, and I was going to take over for a minute.
Okay, right, so gonna stay on board with Cam K for the time being, as he is going to take us through a flying lap around the Baku city circuit. A very interesting, tricky circuit to say the least. Traction is sometimes non-existent, the rear tyres weigh considerably, and of course you have these unforgiving walls absolutely everywhere. There is no room for error at this track. And of course we got the section that Cam K is coming up to right now, the infamous castle section. You just have to throw it in and hope the speed up the hill is good. We've got a number of cars coming out of the pit lane, but we will see who has the pace to put on pole position here, as Cam K needs to look for the best traction out of this corner just to get the full benefits of the straight line speed down this main straight. A little left right kink as well as you come onto this main straight, kind of like a motorway to be fair. DRS wide open. You can see he's already used near enough 30% of his ERS before he even gets to turn 1, braking at the 100-meter board. Tries to clip the curb on the inside, but uses a lot of curb on the outside as he brakes just before the 15-meter board and gets the car turned in, rotated and cleanly through turn 2. Second DRS is open as he comes down into turn 3, looking at the 100-meter board, down into second, short shift up into third as we come into turn 4 to end the first sector. Very easy to drift wide into the wall there, and that is going to be the first sector. A 35.1, not bad as we come into the middle chicane, and that was nicely managed as well. Also very easy to lose it on traction there as we come into the infamous castle section. Very cautious, very tentative there as he just maybe hesitated a little bit about throwing his car in there, so there is definitely a few attempts there to get, but it's better to get a lap on the board than put in a wall on your first flyer. Now, is he gonna take advantage of that curb? No, he is not. He's gonna keep it nice and clean as we get to the second sector split. 1:15.4, and now he is flat out all the way to the finish line, and let's see what this is going to be as he hits the DRS activation line right now. It looks like it's going to be a pretty decent lap, and it's a 39.6.
I think that's going to be quite near the top, isn't it? I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely got quite a bit of time to gain here as Jordan goes 2 times quicker.
Do you think high 38s?
I would not put it past it. But of course, this being Baku is a very unpredictable circuit. Could we have another unpredictable race like what we did last time out in Spain?
Yeah, it's a bizarre. Got Nils coming down. It's definitely on a flyer. 39.1. Good lap. Swip goes... Well, Ghost just kind of puts in a lap, but not anything special. Oh, Dasper jumps up to 4th.
United Bosnia up to the line, and it's a 40.4.
Flip. Stephen Roebuck, I believe, is coming down. Puts in 10th. Mercedes I'm not sure. Oh, someone coming into the pit anyway. These guys are drag racing. They're going into the pits. That's okay. Fair play. So, seems to be first blood. The first run is... Well, Niles is doing well. Ghost not so much. And be interesting for the title. Well, let's have a little look at the title. I don't know if you've gone over the standings so far or anything like that.
Nope, I just went over the lap with Camkey.
So, let's have a look, shall we? So, what we've got, Nils is in the lead by 6 points to Bosnia. Ghost has jumped back, but Camkey is very much in the fight, as is, you can argue a few more need to do a little bit more behind them, like Smitsky, James and Dave, Smitsky and etc. But yeah, it seems to be a bit of a three-way title battle, maybe 4 if Camkey, especially with Camkey looking in good form in recent tracks. So you never know. You never know. And the good thing is they're all, well, Camkey is a reserve at the moment, but they're all different constructors, which is always fun.
Yeah, and I have a question. Do you think this is the race where Ryan B starts to turn it around?
I hope so. I hope it's not necessarily his form, it's his connection, which is the main problem. So I do hope so, because I think he could still be in with it. It's a long season, so if he gets a few results go his way, he's not out of it at all.
I think Ryan B, he's looking at these past recent races where he's lagged out the session as if I can't believe what's going on here. So many points down the table.
Goes to set his best lap on mediums. I mean, you can't take, if anyone was watching the D3 stream for strategy, you might as well tear it up, because there wasn't one particularly. There was too many safety, there's 4 safety cars.
There was a bit of a strategy in D4.
Well, go on. What was it? Let's have a look.
Top two decided to go softer mediums, while everyone else went softer hards.
Yeah, it's an option. It's definitely an option. It is tough to do. It's not easy. You are right on the cusp of the tyres going on both runs, and you will get undercut quite heavily, which, you know, normal circumstances, being in a train is bad here. And to be honest with you, just following people, it's so easy to snap your wing. It's so easy just to get a little nick on something. Yeah, it's not.
On board with Ryan there, and he seems to be struggling quite a lot with understeer. He's getting so close to these walls, and he's almost coming to an absolute stop in every single corner.
Well, it's interesting because I had I seen people with 2.5 wing. Oh wow, that was close, wasn't it? He did the right thing by backing out of it. See, I don't mind a reset to track in quali when the track's clear, but I don't know what the stewards would make of it. But for me, that's what. Oh, you need to be careful. You need to keep moving. You need to keep moving for this. Yeah, good man. He's managed to get away with it. Because we've got people coming over the line. I don't think they're actually. I think they're on outlaps more than anything.
I think Cloudy Cloud's going to be the first one to finish off flying lap.
Oh, someone moved. Someone moved. scrolling, so cloudy.
Dave, perhaps?
Dave may have moved up, actually. Cloudy cloud. Good enough for 11th. We got Flip with basically a nothing time. Jasper.
You see, I don't like this from Ryan B. I mean, I would rather get that delta on the board at this point.
Yeah. Very strange. I don't really understand what's going on. Oh, it's Alt Maverick just piles it in. Missed that one. Great lap. 39.3. Got Slayer. No, Cerebo potentially. Yeah, Cerebo over the line. Ah, he's not actually starting his lap. We have, I think, his compadre, Slayer, doing an out lap. So, all still very much to play for.
We got Dave. He's half a second up. He comes into the final left, right. Very easy there to lose your car as well, especially on the safety car when you're trying to warm up those tyres.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dave is flying down the straight. It's going to be 40.4, puts him up to 5th.
Cam KPI puts it on pole with a 39 flat.
Well, he said something in the chat that I didn't announce. He said that he was on 15 laps of fuel. So that might have explained it a bit.
Ah.
The first lap.
Well, that will definitely slow your car down just a little bit.
Yeah, so someone's gone a bit awry in the castle, it seems. I think that was either Cerebo or Slayer by the looks of it on the Delta, as we have Flip Nam SRAM coming over the line. Good enough for pretty much back of the grid, to be fair.
Jasper, just a slight improvement, gets himself up into 6th, but look at how close it is. Dave, Jasper, United, Bosnia.
A lot of .4s out there. Niles goes quickest. Flies over with a 38.888. All the 8s. Very good lap, and they will get back round. Yeah, absolutely. Combo. Yeah, big lap from him. Well, I thought we'd get into the 38s, but as we have Slayer.
That's going to take some beating, though.
Slayer goes 5th. Great lap. Was there some slipstream there? There might have been some slipstream. I think Cerebo gave Slayer slipstream. Very good.
That's what you like to see, the teammates working together.
Great effort. Interesting.
Well, Ghost Recon now out on a set of soft tyres. He's only got 5 minutes left.
Why has he put himself under so much unnecessary pressure? I find it very unusual. I find it very strange. I don't get the strap behind it.
Yeah, because he's going to need around about 2 minutes when he leaves that pits, and I don't know, he's going to be nip and tuck, right, isn't he?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Traffic is Slayer up ahead, and he's caught in the castle section.
Oh, I wonder if that impacted him. I hope it didn't, but he needs to get a move on here, because otherwise he's going to be in a bad way on that grid, and you don't want to be down there. So what's he coming over? 1, 13, 14, 15... Well, he's a second up. So
yeah, that's going to put him in and around Jasper.
Ooh, I think, yeah. Well, this is the problem. There's loads of people on those .4s, so it could be anywhere from 6th through to 9th, with other people having room to improve. I think he may have got held a bit there. Oh wow, 40. He's just got the right side of those 4s, and he's slotted himself into 6th, but not what he would have wanted, to be honest. I don't think. Spitsky on a slow one.
1 minute 40 for a lap around here. I don't think he's going to have time to get in and get back out.
No. Nor do I.
I would not risk 2 laps on those softs.
No. Dave comes over the... sorry, Dave. Ryan's on nowhere. Ryan's going to be on a... He's basically only going to beat Ivo at this point. Unless he goes again.
I think that's what he's done. He's on 89% battery. I think he aborted his first lap.
Yeah. But it'd be interesting with the fuel because he gets away with
whacks
it.
The wall. He got wing damage.
Not everyone is improving, but then again, it's hard. You can make so much time in the second sector if you've been too tentative.
He's got wing damage now. He hit the wall on the exit of turn 3, and now he's missing that front right end plate.
Ghost has given it up. Swip is still flying around. Swip's going to be one of the first people to come over the line properly. He's gained a little bit of time in sector 2, but he's not gonna... It's almost impossible to gain time in sector 3, realistically, because you're using the same you're using the same fuel. You can gain a tiny bit just by being a bit neater through the MOS. He's obviously not going to do anything with it. As we have Jord. What can Jordan do? This looks quick just where he is on the road. Unless I'm going crazy.
I don't understand what...
Puts him up to third. Ghost is...
He's giving a slipstream.
Yeah, he's given Maverick slipstream on his outlap.
It's not as beneficial as one lap later for Maverick.
It might give you half a tenth. If Alt Maverick is less than half a tenth ahead of someone by the end of this lap, it's inspired. Otherwise, it's just slightly odd. But then, you know, I suppose circumstances dictate. They've probably just done that on the fly. They probably hadn't planned to do that per se.
Well, let's see what Maverick's first sector is going to be. He is just under a 10th up.
Maverick might be one of the first people over, but it's quite hard to tell. I think everyone in the back of the queue is quite... they're queuing up to go over the line. If we missed anyone, our apologies, but... I think Maverick actually is the first person over the line. Or Dave. Yeah, Dave jumps up to 7th as I've just said that. Just clicked on him as he went over the line.
Alt Maverick's lost a lot of time in sector 2. He's down by over a 10th now.
That looks clean. He could have gained a tiny smidge of time. He needs to be tighter through there. If you go really tight through that little kink, you can gain about 200ths. It's not a lot, but it can be the difference. No, he's given up.
So at that point, that's when you would like to see Ghost Recon in front of him.
Oh, Jasper. Jasper's on a great lap. Great lap from him. 5th place, first man over the line.
Lip just about gets ahead, and we have the Red Bull of Aqua Brandon, who's just coming to the pits. Jordan to the line. Over near an improvement. Niall's up next, and he is half a second off his time right now in the middle sector. So I think this will be a boxing moment, I think.
Yeah, potentially.
So Cloudy Cloud up next. He's over a second up on his time in sector 2. So Cloudy Cloud could climb up the order a bit.
Oh, where's he going to land? Lands 10th.
Top 10.
Good lap from him.
Cam K Mum now a 10th up.
Just under 2
tenths. It's going to be close.
Not enough. Not enough.
That is as close as you like.
Ibo over the line. Slayer jumps Jasper. Smitsky's finished. We've got United Bosnia, the only man out who is crawling around. I
think he's out of fuel.
Yeah, he's out of fuel. If you're listening, Bosnia, You can retire on track. If anyone is in a party with Bosnia, tell him he can retire on track.
Right, now he's building up speed by you.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's looking good. So, we've got the championship leader in first. In fact, we've got the top 7 are all different constructors, unless my eyes are going wonky.
Well, interestingly, Ryan B's got probably one of the worst tracks to start at the back at. Not sure how he's going to feel about that.
So, Niles picks up pole position, Cam K in second, Jordan, then Maverick, and then Slayer, then Jasper, Smitsky, Ghost, Dave, then Cloudy for the top 10. Don't understand why aquaplaning was going around on those mediums. Bit odd. United Bosnia 11th, Stephen Roebuck in 12th, Swip in 13th, Aqua in 14th, Flip in 15th, Sir Ibo in 16th, and Ryan B is in last place.
Yeah, and that's going to be a nightmare for Ryan B. This is not one of the tracks where you want to start last at.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be like 13th, 14th. Well,
I would rather be like on the first 2 rows, so you can just kind of get that gap away, because you know it's going to be too wide into turn 2, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, very. Cam missed a shift into turn 3. That could have been the difference. Could have been the difference. No idea, Mohawk. But hello. Hope you're okay. Someone's got this in their recommended. Exciting stuff.
You'd love to see it.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Enjoy. Take a pew. Relax. It's going to be fun. I'm hoping it's completely dry. It looks completely dry.
Yeah, it's looking like a little bit cloudy, but is not anywhere near the overcast conditions that would require us to be nervously waiting for the rain. But looking at the tyres outside the top 10, interesting split between drivers outside the top 10.
No, absolutely.
Bosnia, aquaplaning, everyone on the hards and everyone else on the mediums.
Well, what do you think? Do you think... I personally, I had this debate with someone, I think starting on the hards makes more sense. I mean, you can go medium soft actually, technically, I guess. But then again, if you've used 3 sets of mediums, so DRS aquaplaning could have. Anyone that used 3 sets of, sorry, not medium, softs, I mean, would struggle. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. I personally like United Bosnia's spot here. I think he's certainly in some ways quick enough to not get swamped from those behind him from Steve-O and Swip. So the good news for him is he's got no one on softs that's going to be a headache to him, and he doesn't have to overly, barge his way past anybody. So that's the only thing I would say.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, these softs are only going to last probably on pace for about 4, maybe 5 laps, and then they start to drop off tidy. And the pit window usually around lap 6, lap 7 for the hards. May see someone possibly going for the mediums after seeing the D4 race, because that is what the top 2 done. They pitted for the mediums, and it worked out well for them because they finished first and second. But I don't know, it's an interesting one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the big thing for me will be seeing how people adjust to the changing waves of strategy more than anything, because there will be some changing of strat. People are getting disqualified for lagging behind too much, which is good to see. Why is everybody going so slow? What is going on?
I think he was braking the cars behind through, and the car's AI is taking over control of his car and is just
coasted in. Very strange.
Yeah.
Right. This is a terrible view, and I hope it changes. It might not. So here we go. We are nearly there. We have got 3, 4, 5. And away we go. Not much lag there. Neil seems to get a very good start, whereas Camke seems to get bogged down a little bit, and it's a clean run through. Everyone looking pretty nice through this moment. There's a lot of...
Jasper and Ghost side by side into turn 2. This could be... Oh, as we actually got... Oh, is that straight into the wall? That was Slayer.
Yeah.
Just careered straight into the wall at turn 2, and that's going to bring up VSE.
Swipper's round. He's in a bad place. DRS Aquaplaning gets a penalty. It's the same flippers first, but that's not the case. Is the lobby okay, I wonder? Because I saw a lot of ghosts.
Jasper's in the wall.
How on earth has that happened?
Oh, but Jasper has dropped 2 positions now, one to his teammate and the other to Dave.
Very strange. I don't understand. Well, I don't know if there's anything going on here, because I got a lot of ghosts, and I wonder if that's something to do with it. And apologies for anyone with my coughing, it won't happen very often. I need to make sure I get a drink at some point, so I'll have to let you crack on when it all calms down for a minute or 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't got no ghosts, so it might just be set to split field. But
back to racing.
Ryan B getting past Smisky. Smisky was in the wall.
Yeah.
In the double left-hander.
Bosnia past Slayer. There's action everywhere. Flip and Slayer. Yeah, Smitsky's going to be... It'll be interesting to see if he can get those hearts to the end. Dave and Cloudy and Ghost, is it? Or Jasper? They're all over each other. They're all over each other. Cloudy kind of backed out. Jasper gets back in the slipstream of Dave, and then they all carry on their merry way.
And
it's Cloudy pits.
The timing glitch from me, so I have no idea who's where.
No, absolutely. We've got Nils up front, who is closely followed by Camke. So we'll stay up here until that kind of sorts. Who was also in 9th on my screen. But then behind that we have Jordan in 3rd, who is technically 10th. And it's all just kind of floating around at the moment and making life not very easy for us. But Niles not getting away from these guys at all. Jord is hanging on to the back of them. He is a little bit... He's lagging behind a bit. He'll want to make sure he gets in that DRS range and not lose it. As in 4th place we have Alt Maverick just behind them. And then we have Ghost Recon, who's had an incredible start. Unless I'm mistaken.
Ghost picked his way through some of the carnage at the start, but apparently only gained 1 position.
No, it's still all glitched. I hope it undoes
free
itself.
positions, free. There we go,
Yeah, we're back. Please say we're back for the rest of the race. So Ryan B's up 6 places. That's a great start for him.
For the lead.
Oh, some of these broadcast views are absolutely terrible. Cam K gets past him. Nice and easy, really. Niles just has to be.
Look at the ERS difference, though.
Well, this is it. That's going to be a big factor. As Ryan now looking on the back. These will flip, and it's not going to work for him. As Ghost pits. Ghost did not have any problems with his wing. He just pit. He just decided to do a super undercut, which I think is.
It's not a bad idea.
It's brave.
Yeah.
Being out on your own here is not a bad idea, to be fair. And he has got some really good space, hasn't he? He's got some good air there.
Yeah, he's got some lovely clear air to push on into, and the thing is, he wasn't. Well, this is going to be the thing now. Those soft tyres are going to start to lose time, maybe lap around about the same pace as the hards and mediums, and that could help Ghost maybe get the undercut on all of the front runners.
Why is there such a massive gap? Jasper's obviously lost something under the VSC, because there's a huge gap. Can't be 8.3 seconds normally. He's got no damage either. As Aquaplaning is on the back of Bosnia, who, bear in mind, is on those hard tyres. And as is Aqua.
Does have front wing damage.
Maybe he was the bottle. Maybe he was he was bottling them up. Maybe he was bottling them up.
Side by side in the turn one with Jordan, and that is move done, sweeping around the outside.
Apologies for missing that. It's a great move. Does he get it back?
No, Jordan just took a little bit too much of that curb, which just unsettled his car on the inside of turn 2 there, and that is gonna.
Bosnia is going to have a great run at Dave down into this corner. He's gaining. He's got to pull in. Got to have some braveness here to make this work.
Dave tries around the outside.
Absolutely dreadful camera angle. And Dave.
The switch back from Bosnia.
What a move. And I tell you what, DRS is going to get this.
On the outside, and
great move. And it leaves Ryan stranded a bit, as we've had someone straight on. Is that Flip? It was Flip. Flip went straight on into turn 2. And now Ryan is going to have to be patient. Oh, he backs out. I thought he was going to go for a move into the castle then. That would have been interesting.
That is not the place to make an overtake around here.
I say interesting. Interesting, and then we'll go with interesting. Why not, actually? As a Flip will come out. He's just behind Smitsky. As Dave now does lose it to Ryan, so Ryan will have to get back on the horse and try and catch up to these guys, as Aquaplaning should really have no problem getting this done under DRS to Bosnia. And Camke is opening up a gap out there as Niels pits, so very wise, very clever. He's going to try and as does Jordan. Aquaplaning will get this move done, no worries whatsoever. Who, Niles? Wow, yeah, that's brave.
I think he's watched the D4 race, because this is what Fuzz and Miami done.
Well, George's done it.
D4 race.
George's done it too, and the interesting thing about it is that caused. Yeah, because of he had to have his wing changed. That was the issue. As now United Bosnia it's his turn to run behind Aquaplaning, as Ryan is now onto the back of these guys on those mediums. So it's damaging him that these in this train, because
no, Niles is here.
Yeah. Well, this is damaging Niles, although in a way. Actually, is it? Because if he can just get that toe, Camk is going to have to, or unless Camk is going to try. If I was Camk, what would I do? I don't actually know.
Yo, flag, and that's Jasper.
Oh no!
Jasper around.
He's got all his wing, so it's not disastrous. As Dave gets him, Niles is now on the back of these guys. All he needs to do, he could be okay because he'd have had DRS. It's going to be tight, you know. Camk stays out, so Camk is trying to do. Maverick's in. He must. Is he going to go onto the hards? The one thing I would say is that he's going onto the hards. The one thing I would say is that by going onto the hards, you're saying that there's not going to be an SC. That's what you're saying. As Niles gets past Ryan, and Maverick comes out a little bit significantly behind in a way, but he's now in this train, is Niles, and Camk, what he needs to do is just stay out long enough to get in front of this train. If he can. Now that's the only issue. I would probably want to stay out a couple of laps more if I was going onto those mediums, as a personal preference.
So what lap would you pick if you was going for the mediums?
I would pit lap 8.
It's funny, I would be pitting lap 9.
Oh, I couldn't get my tyres to lap 9, to be honest. I just the maximum past the and they would normally just smidge over into the puncture territory, but nothing too significant. As Camk is getting away from aquaplaning slightly, ever so slightly. We're talking tenths rather, you know, a tenth rather than anything. D5 very conservative over that curb.
Yes, they were the same in qualifying as well.
Interesting. That was not the case in D3. I can tell you that for free.
Yeah, same with D4 as well. United Bosnia does not have DRS and aquaplaning. That's going to allow Niles to get straight past. So now Niles has his teammate ahead of him, who will theoretically just, you know, step aside and let his teammate go. Maybe get dragged along a little bit by him. As the gap between aquaplaning and Camk starts to come down.
It is. It's interesting. It's kind of hovering a little bit, but it is slightly now coming in rather than slightly going out. It's going to be so close as to where Camk comes out. He needs a really quick pit stop. He needs to nail the entrance and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be the difference as to where he comes out at this rate. Niles has done a great job getting through these guys, I'll tell you that, and that's the big thing now. He needs to make sure that he pits on a lap. He's in a bit of a hard place actually in some ways, as Ryan is all over the back of United Bosnia. Just can't get anything done at the moment. As Ghost having a look on Dave. Can't quite. Oh, he's going to have a... Oh, don't look up the inside there. Someone did that to me earlier. It's not a good place to have a look. Nearly ended my race as Niles is now.
Flashbacks.
I am. Well, Ryan's going to get this slam dunked. We will have a little look. He's even passed him, I think, before they've even really got moving. Niles is not really pushing to gain. Where's he going to come out though?
Actually going to come out side by side.
Ooh,
just ahead.
It's going to be great move. Great move. He timed that to perfection, but he's on those hards. Wow, that's spicy. That is spicy because I think Niles is coming a bit too early, and I think Camk, if he was doing that, should have pitted earlier anyway.
But he would have come out in the traffic with Niles.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. Ignore me. Maybe one lap earlier. I think there was no need to risk it. because he could have fallen off a cliff as Jorders gets past Ghost. Great move out of the second DRS zone, which I just missed. Apologies, I'm not the best at capturing this tonight for some reason. There's Niles now. Niles, it's pivotal that he gets past Aqua, and Aqua doesn't stay within that DRS. That's a huge issue as well. If Aqua gets in DRS of Camke, he's in right trouble. Maverick having a look. So let's have a look. How is the race actually unfolding? Because so we've got Bosnia, Ryan, Being and Aqua who have not stopped. But Bosnia is...
Bosnia into the wall.
Yes. Oh, he missed it. He missed it. He managed to somehow collect it and not get any wing damage, and so did Walt Maverick. So actually, didn't work out terribly, but Niles is right on the back. He's going to be in DRS. This is a move that is crucial to his race and potentially even his title, as it should be a nice and easy move. He goes very, very much on the inside and gets it done on his teammate. Nice move as Bosnia
gets past Bosnia and he's into the pits.
Oh, Bosnia must have got damage.
Yeah, he's got front right end plate off, and I think he's had a bit of wing damage.
Yeah.
For a while.
Well, he can get those mediums to the end, no problems. I say that actually. I mean, it's pretty much on the limit. I keep thinking it's later in this race than it is, as we've got Smitsky on the back of his teammate. And United Bosnia comes out just behind Jasper.
Okay, so looking at this race, we got Camke and Niles first, second. Net P3 as we got Cloudy Cloud around. Yellow flags in sector 3. Old Maverick, I think, is in the net P3. Then you got Jordan, Ghost, then I think Jasper, then, because Slayer would. He is going to have to make a second pit stop, I think.
I think what's interesting though is that Ryan and Aqua, they've got some good pace about them, and they might well get lucky with an SC. If there's any SC at all, this will be easy, because they can now pit onto another compound of tyres. They've got those hards.
Niles on the back of Camke.
Should be, I say it should be easy. Oh, he squeezes him a bit, but no point squeezing someone when they're already going to be ahead by the turn-in.
A bit of traffic up ahead. That could be a bit of DRS on Niles. Potentially.
No, it doesn't quite get it. Is that Cloudy Cloud?
Yeah, it's Cloudy.
Smitsky. Now getting closer and closer to Dave. Dave's not trying. I think they're working together a little bit from the looks of this. I think they're probably they're not trying too hard. They're just trying to get over the line as best as they can. As Camke is tightening up onto Niles.
It's weird seeing Ferraris working well together. Usually they just tell each other to get out the way.
Or one of them's span.
Camke just went over that curb on the exit of the castle section. Now, that is one thing that you would have to keep an eye on, because if you go over that curb, you are getting warnings, and penalties around you can be. They can just end your race easy. Yeah,
because most people won't get them. Most people won't be getting penalties, I don't think. Especially the way they're taking that corner, turn 15. If they're taking that conservative, then there isn't much reason for anyone to get a pen round here. It's Bosnia now looking on the back of Jasper. Too far back at the moment, but it should be an easy DRS pass. The only issue with the race at the moment, it's very segmented. It's very much all over the show. Has something happened with Ryan? No, he's just on the mid. Oh, it has. Yeah, he's changing the wing, so he's going to stick on those hards. DRS aquaplaning is in a fantastic position here. if there is any kind of safety car, even a virtual at this point, the worst he's going to come out at is probably about 7th place.
Bosnia gets past Jasper for P9. Next up is Ryan, and you gotta think that Bosnia on those, well, they're only 1 lap older medias, but you gotta think he'll have the pace advantage as we got Jordan.
It's okay. Oh, Kamke, I tell you what, I've just rode on board with him and he's come so close. I don't think he likes following Niles. I really don't think he likes following anyone that closely, and I don't really blame him. It's a horrible track to follow people. Particularly if you use line and you're not used to selecting your own braking points.
I mean, it's even worse. It's even worse without line, because you gotta think like, where are they gonna brake for the racing line?
Yeah, I suppose there's that. Ooh, Jasper seems to cut that a bit too much for me, and that might have been a warning. But again, they're not that easy to pick up here, so you can get away with 1 or 2. Steve-O in the pits. He's going to want to come out ahead of these guys desperately. He will.
Right, I seen Niles weaving left and right there, and that is Steve-O, yellow flags for in turn 1, but I don't know, what is the ruling on weaving around this track?
Well, I suppose it's anything deemed excessive, whatever excessive means. Excessive weaving is not allowed, is the rule really. I think you can move a couple of times. It's difficult because without seeing it, and you know, I'm not on the stewarding team, I would say if you're trying to break slipstream, yes. If someone is closing at a rapid pace and they are, you know, there's a trajectory where they're likely to overlap your car at some point on the straight that you're doing it, then I think it's a different issue. But I haven't seen it, but I'd love to.
It was not the first incident that he was talking breaking slipstream.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Oh, there's carnage in the castle.
Oh, VSC.
Who was it? Was it Steve-O? It's Steve-O. Steve-O's round. Right, what do you do, Aqua? What do you do? Do you gamble? Will it last that long? That's the only other thing too, because it's a long way back, even from out of the last proper turn. Are you going to get a significant enough advantage from this VSC?
Surely he's got to go for it.
Nope, not now. They've gone back to green, so unfortunate for him. Is he going to pit anyway? Ooh,
Yeah, he's in.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
I mean, I suppose it neutralised the gap behind with the people that he's fighting with, Ryan B and the likes of them, but
Kamke is right on the back now. Not close enough to get a move done. Where's he coming out? Did he have a wing change? Because he seemed to stop forever there.
doesn't look like he had a wing change.
He just seemed to be in there for a long time, that was all. So he comes out behind Ryan B. And I think ahead of Bosnia. Yeah, he was slotting ahead of Bosnia. But
now, this is going to be interesting. Bosnia, he's already got those tyres warmed up. Ryan B on the harder, slower compound. You got Aquaplanet then.
I think he must have though. He must have had some problem because he's way back. He's 16:24. The pit delta cost him about 30 odd seconds. He must have had a penalty or something, because that wasn't. He did. He got a 5-second penalty. I tell you what happened. He got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Smitsky, if my mind serves me correctly.
Yeah, the first VSC.
Yes. So that must have been what it was. But he's clean now, which is a relief for him, because it means that he can crack on and whatever happens now happens. He's pen free. Kamke is definitely pushing more than Niles, I think, which is which is interesting because Niles can't afford to push that much with those tyres. Zappa Planning's already got Ryan in his sights and he wants to get past him swiftly because Ryan is just hovering around Slayer's DRS but not quite in it. Well, this will be easy. I think this is nice and easy and he's going to get it done.
Yeah, he's going to get done before the line.
Yeah, Ryan didn't have DRS, so... Oh, there's Slayer pits. So that's nice and easy for him, and he just needs to crack on now and just keep his head and try and get onto the back of Ghost. As Kamke following through this horrible twisty castle section with Cerebo third on track, shall we say.
I think Kamke is a lot more confident on the brakes at the moment.
See, it's interesting because Niles is going to... The performance of those tyres is going to fall off at some point. To be honest with you, I think what Niles is praying for is a safety car. Because I think Kamke would probably pit. I think you'd have to. I think everyone probably behind goes on to mediums at this point, and Niles obviously pits as well. So, and Kamke does, more importantly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's one of them. I'm someone that, frankly, would bend every rule in the rule book, but you know, for my advantage, but not break it. So I get why he's doing that. I don't know. I don't know if it's in the rules. I don't see the problem personally. But on the flip side, though, I'd say if he did come into contact with anybody doing it, I'd say it deserves quite a harsh penalty. Would be my view on it, my personal view.
Yeah, as Aquaplaning sets the fastest lap of the race so far, and he's rapidly closing up the Ghost Recon for 5th.
It's looking good here. Kamke right on the back.
The thing is, I've noticed this in the past couple of laps. Kamke loses a bit of time in this corner.
Yes.
Just by clipping that curb.
There's a big yellow. There's a big yellow. That might be Slayer. I'm completely wrong. It's not Slayer. I think it was Cerebo. See, I tell you what, Dave pits. As Kamke just can't seem to do enough at the moment. But he doesn't have to. If the longer the race is in, he's two-stopped. He's just organically two-stopped. I don't understand what that's about. He's just given away. Well, the funny thing is, though, in a way, I think he's going to drop one place as Jordan pits. So he's going to drop one place to get a tyre change. If he didn't feel like he could go to the end anyway.
Aquaplaning gets past Ghost Recon for 5th place, which will turn to 4th.
Oh, Ghost! Ghost had another look.
A little peek, didn't he?
Intriguing. That was an interesting move. Ryan's having a really solid race actually, up in 6th.
Alright, now this is interesting now because you got Niles. He has to get past Old Maverick ASAP. He has to get yellow flag in sector 1.
It's just, I think it's people being lapped more than anything.
I think it's Cloudy and Idwell battling for 15th.
Steve-O's having a nightmare at the back. Bosnia looking. Well, let's have a look at the tyres. Actually, we've got these. There's such a wealth of tyres. Niles is on a mission really. I don't think he's got the pace to catch Kamke back up, but You don't know. I'd say it's near enough impossible. Jordan's in a good spot to get at least 5th. Ghost is the kind of the sitting duck a little bit at the moment, probably in the field, that's high up. And Smitsky. It's weird, Smitsky's having a bad race, but I can't really recall anything he's done wrong. I must have missed 1 or 2 incidents, because he's quite far back, more further back than you would think. You know, he
has made 2 stops.
Yeah. So he's over a minute behind the leader, which is not his true pace. So very bizarre. So
Jordan just got himself now within that 1 second gap to Ryan, and there's Ghost Recon's into the pits.
Is he chipped a bit of wing off again?
I think he's got wing damage.
Yep.
Yep.
He's chipped a bit of wing off again. With how spread this field is, it doesn't really matter too much. You know, you're pretty much in 10th. And then you can just reassess if there's a safety car, I suppose. This definitely needs a safety car. So yeah, it definitely needs a safety car. Yeah, Rejoice, if you message the admin on there for League of Europe, he will point you in the right direction to join. We should have 1 or 2 spots open, to be fair. Jord, right onto the back of Ryan. Now, the gap, I believe, was 17.5 seconds when I checked it previously, so Niles is probably on course to catch by a second and a half. It's not going to be enough, I don't think, to get onto the back of Cam K. He's going to give it a go. What will be really interesting is if he can keep closing the gap to the point where if Cam K was to pit under an SC, it would put him behind Niles, because we're not at that point yet, I don't think. But at some point it should happen, as now Jordan looking right on the back of Ryan. Should be nice and easy. Goes to the inside, probably jinks back out. He protects the inside, probably unnecessarily in a way, but keeps the move done.
Well, Ryan's got an opportunity to come back now, unless Jordan's got DRS, and no, he doesn't, but Ryan not close enough. Now, this is crucial for Niles. He needs to get past Old Maverick this lap.
Smitsky past Swip. Can he keep it done? No. Swip gets good traction on the outside, but now they're going to be dead side by side, as I think Smitsky just used a little bit more of his energy and does get the move done. But now Swip will have what he needs to get onto the back of him. But for some reason, I think maybe Smitsky just used all of his battery and just kind of prevented that happening, as Niles is almost too close through here. I wouldn't want to be following this close.
Niles, right on the back of Maverick, he needs to get this done here. And he should do, to be fair. Not gaining rapidly, they're going to be side by side in turn 1.
Maverick kind of just pulled out of it for me. Thought better of it. It's a big ask for Niles to catch Cam K. It's a really big ask, but if Cam K makes a pretty disastrous error, it brings, you know, he's in striking distance, isn't he? You know, he's got that he's not got a pit stop gap, so he's doing well just to keep the pressure on. Well,
it's going to be interesting to see now how quickly that gap starts to come down, if it comes down at all.
We've hit the worst case scenario. Our Slayer saved us. He's got within a second of Jasper. Yellow's in the castle. Is that Steve-O?
That's Steve-O.
Oh, just very.
I don't know. Racing point then, and my jaw dropped.
We're bookended. The whole of D5 is in a Racing Point sandwich at this point. A very unusual race from Steve-O.
Another yellow flag, and I think that's United.
No.
That's
it seems to be really difficult. These guys, I think Cloudy's just moving out the way. Yeah, he's just moving out the way. He's teasing us. Slayer now is not being able to catch on to the back of Jasper very easily. He needs to get within DRS.
A good run out of this corner, a bit of DRS, maybe a bit of rich mix, and he could be on by here. And
oh, lovely. There you go. To that perfect. Gaining nicely before even the DRS. He's flying. Don't think Jasper's overly fighting it, to be honest with you. Yellows again. I'm guessing that's something to do with Steve-O.
Slayer goes deep.
Oh, he does, and Jasper gets through.
And that's the issue, because I know Slayer is running no assist. That is the risk you take when you come over to the inside to make that dive. You need to make sure that you don't miss your braking point.
Some weird goings on at the back. Swip pits. Just going for fastest lap.
Interesting to see pit stops, right? So Steve-O has made 7 pit stops so far.
I think Steve-O's kind of given up, to be honest with you. We haven't had a retirement yet, which is oh god, I've jinxed it. Which is incredible.
Knock on wood.
Niles has thrown away this. I'd say thrown away the race, very harsh probably. Camco probably had the pace naturally to win this, but the 2-stop, I'm not a fan of it. I don't mind if you use if you try and go long on those mediums. What I probably would have done is probably run until now, and then put the softs on, because the worst you're losing there is 3 points. So he's not going to come out. He'll come out behind DRS aquaplaning, but he should be able to easily get him. And then you're losing 3 points, but you're going to gain 1 back for the fastest lap, because you're probably the fastest guy on the track. So it doesn't matter if anyone else is going on the softs. You should be able to get a faster lap than them. But if there's an SC at any point, you're in the lead of the race, and Camco would have to react, as would everyone behind. So I don't get the structured 2-stop, if that makes sense. I much would prefer just running those mediums until they run out and sticking some softs on again, or going to the end if there's a few, a few VSCs or whatever. So we must thank Slayer for locking up, because he's giving us that battle all over again where there is none others currently available.
I mean, Ryan B is on the back of Jordan.
I don't know how. I mean, the tyre difference there is insane. He shouldn't really have any right to be kind of even really around him. Jordan should be able to pull away quite nicely at this point. Once Slayer versus Jasper's done, we're in a very difficult spot.
I mean, I suppose we could talk about Leeds being back in the Premiership again.
Well, yeah, maybe. We could, I don't know, anything. F2. PC on a Friday night, there you go. If you've got a PC and you fancy joining the league, have a look. They kick off at 8 PM.
Commentated by our very own J. Cole.
Absolutely. Raj is pointing out my yeah, it's almost the reactive 2-stop. I'm going to coin it the reactive 2-stop rather than the proactive 2-stop. Oh, Slayer gets a real wiggle on there. He's struggling. Jasper, I tell you what, good fair play to Jasper. Frankie, you should be proud of your lad today, because he's doing really well around a track that is not very nice for no ABS, and it's a testament to the fact that Slayer is struggling to get past him on better tyres. Although those tyres at some point will probably, well actually I don't think they will overlap. It's not long enough. But he's getting a lot of TV time. Does Smith with the fastest lap. There you go, Slayer. He should. Ooh, God, he took that aggressive. They must have both done it. It's just a camera angle potentially. We've got some love from Deadshot for Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan's doing well at the moment. He is up in 5th.
He's doing really well. A nice, clean, sensible race. Niles will be kicking himself. I really think Niles will be kicking himself, because he had the pace to make something of it, but we're Jasper and Slayer are going to be loving it when they look back on this. They've got so much TV time. Slayer is not catching onto the back of Jasper.
He's not using his ERS either.
Oh, he got a pen. Did you see what happened?
Ooh.
He just nicked over the line. He done a Don. Don, I hope Don's watching. Don, thoughts in the chat if that's a pen. I'm suggesting you're probably going to disagree, but that is a big body blow for him.
And potentially a bit of a new lease of life for Ghost Recon if he can bring that gap down.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I didn't think of that. So that adds something. Could you check the pens? I wouldn't normally ask. Wouldn't normally want to, but we're on the verge of not having much to focus on. As Cloudy gets past Ibbo. Hang on, we're missing a battle. Oh, they're letting people through, so the battle is quite truncated.
Alright, now here's the thing for Slayer. He had one warning until lap 22, and then he's picked up 2 warnings on that lap and lap 23 where he got the penalty. So he's picked up the final 2 warnings very recently. Apart from that, no one else with a pen.
Cloudy's lost it. Do you want to know something funny? Camk just got DRS on the back runners, so he would have gained on Niles quite significantly. Don't think it's going to matter too much, but Slayer does now have a look, and he does get past. Jasper seems to drop really far back. Jasper, you need to stay in that DRS. Give us some excitement. But then again,
I think Jasper knows.
Yeah, but you say that you've still got to stay in DRS. If you just latch onto the back of him a bit, you're grand. But he's got it at the moment, but he's not comfortably in that delta. You know, you want to be kind of 0.4, 0.5 ideally. Oh, Ghost.
Ghost is pushing. I think he's
He is. He knows. I think he knows what position Slayer's in, but the problem is he's too far back. Yellows again. Don't think it's anything significant, and it's too late now. There's not going to be they've managed to go a whole race without a safety car. Fair play. Had a VSC, I appreciate, but no easy feat round here. And D3 was crazy, but D5 have absolutely surpassed. I would imagine this will be the cleanest league out there tonight. Fair play. The friendliest place in LOE. By far, I would say. I wonder if Cerebro and Cloudy Cloud are just having a bit of a battle and a laugh at the back, to be honest. Because they seem to be staying remarkably close to each other whilst both having lots of incidents. So, as Jasper's
you do like to see it.
Yeah, as long as they're not getting in the way of anyone. As long as they're not doing any harm, I suppose. But Jasper does need to stay 0.6 away from Slayer. He's got that gap, so that's something to look out for, something to grasp. But we might as well follow over the line with Cam K. We talked like he wasn't in, he was just on the edge of this title fight. He could have done with Niles maybe dropping a few more points, but to be fair, perfect performance from him, great strategy. Stayed out a bit longer than maybe one lap too long in some senses, but if he'd have gone in like you said early, he'd have got caught up in the nonsense.
Oh!
Is that aquaplaning?
Aquaplaning.
It is. Jord gets through. Jord's up to 4th. Ryan's going to be on the back of him.
Wing damage.
As Cam K comes over the line and wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Supreme drive.
It's lap 26, it's the final lap.
Oh right, yeah, there we go. That's going to make an outtake video somewhere at the end of the season.
Oh, that's getting memed. That's getting memed, but...
If he bins it now for the last... I shouldn't even say it. As Jasper's now fallen out of DRS, the 3 seconds, oh my head's gone, 3 seconds from Slayer that he needs to stay within. And Ryan B is on the back of Aqua, who does seem to possess a full pair, a full wing from the looks. Yeah, I think that should be comfortable for Aqua now to keep that 5th place. So yeah, very interesting as Ghost is... Oh, Smitsky with a time pen, and that brings Dave.
That's crucial for Dave.
Yes, so that brings Dave into it. I just want to say big shout out to the guys at the back 5, the 2 Hasses and Williams, it's like real life. Hasses, Alfa Romeos, the Williams. No, my head's gone now. AlphaTauri and Steve-O. Well, Steve-O less so. I don't know what Steve-O's up to. But those 4 for carrying on in the face of probably not getting points and just cracking on. Fair play to them. Ryan is right on the back.
Here comes Kanki. Taylor Line is going to take the win here in Azerbaijan.
And he actually
Niles
does it.
Will be kicking himself.
Will be. As I tell you, Ryan is going to have a race to the finish. We'll have to keep an eye on that as Niles over the line in 2nd.
A Bottas Stroll situation incoming.
Maverick comfortably 3rd. Jordan can't believe his luck probably getting that 4th place when it looked nailed on for 5th. Flip gets over that line.
Oh, this is going to be close.
I tell you what, it's going to be absolutely close. I'm going to get out of that horrible cam. Oh, he's not got enough. He ran out. Oh!
Aquaplaning ran out of fuel, I think. On the line.
That was insane. If Ryan just got out of the way.
It's like same thing could happen with him. If Bosnia runs out of fuel.
No.
Ghost and Jasper.
Oh. That is incredible.
Dave, this is for the #1 driver in Ferrari. With the folks who will be going mad.
Smitsky managing to bottle points, even further points in 2 weeks than we thought feasibly possible. God love him. It's going to happen, I assume. Yeah, it does. Dave jumps up to get 2 points, and Swip will be the last man over the line. Oh no, Steve-O will technically be the last man over the line. There we go. Look at that carnage with Bosnia.
Yeah, Bosnia's going into the back of Ryan B's stricken car.
If Ryan B just pulled out slightly more, I think he might have got it. Oh, Smitsky's furious. He's straight off. Come on, Steve-O. Steve-O gets over the line.
I'm interested to see the amount of pit stops Steve-O made. It could be an LOE record for most.
I suspect so. The game's given Ryan B driver of the day. maybe. I don't know. Oh, I've just completely clicked off the podium by accident now. I'm so sorry. Nightmare for me. Cam K wins. Niles in second. Maverick in third. Jordan in fourth. Aqua in fifth. I would have given him driver of the day if he didn't bottle it at the last corner. Ryan, yeah, you could argue he was driver of the day, couldn't you? From 17th to 1st. United Bosnia in 7th. Slayer in 8th. Jasper in 9th. Slayer getting away with that pen. Ghost in 10th. Disappointing race from him, hugely disappointing. Really struggled in the recent weeks for his title challenge. Dave in 11th. Smitsky in 12th. Swip in 13th. Flip in 14th. Cloudy in 15th. Ivo in 16th. And Stevo, with the slightly suboptimal 8-stop strategy, rounds out.
I think it's actually surprising that Steve only finished 2 laps down when he made 8 pit stops. I think that everyone else should be ashamed.
Yeah, was he actually the fastest man on track? Discuss. Do we give him driver of the day for being only 2 laps down for finishing and for doing the 8 stop? That's the question.
I mean, he clearly he was definitely the fastest man on track.
I don't know. If I had to give it, I'd probably give it to Ryan. I don't necessarily like giving it to the person that made the most positions automatically, but I think
personally I'd give it to Cam K. Done exactly what he needed to do that entire race, no mistakes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's kind of pick what you like, I suppose, isn't it? It's the fact he kind of strangleholded the race and never let go and kept his head, which is hard to do around there, or that kind of coming back from adversity that you put yourself in. I hasten to add, that's why I'm not always the biggest fan of starting from last and coming through from what Ryan did. But yeah, pick your poison in some senses. But yeah, anything to add at all?
I'm still shocked that Steve only finished 2 laps down. I can't believe it. Everyone in the D5 should be ashamed of themselves right now.
Oh, absolutely. I was about to say.
But apart from that, congrats to the podium. Niles, the 2-stop wasn't the one, but I mean, we got Canada up next. That's going to be an interesting one because that is a 2-stop race, to my knowledge.
You should be.
We'll have to wait and see. Keep that rules there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that one. Again, and we might have a bit of rain. You never know. We might actually have a bit of rain. Well, look. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We're going to leave it there, and we'll see you next week.